Hi guys, it's Jessica G coming to you live from the hospital. I was in a near fatal car accident, but I need to get the word out about the nonprofit, and we need to get some support going to get money coming in to help these men and women and children of domestic and sexual violence and for murdered and missing men and women. Um, My nonprofit is called womeninfear.net. You can find it on GoDaddy.com. Um, or you can, go on and put Jessica at Jessica. I believe it's at Jessica in Fear dot net or something like that, which isn't my normal, which isn't my normal email. It's just a new email they gave me on there, but it's womeninfear.net. And it's got a black label, because there's a lot of women in fears on there, but it's got a black label, um, and it says womeninfear.net. So go on there, you can donate on there. I will take clothes. I will take money. We need money. We need money so that we can get these women into safe houses and um, or men. Men are abused also. I'm looking at myself right now, and I guess I should explain why I look like this. Uh, I was in a near fatal car accident, and I broke my back and I have a laceration down my face. As soon as I saw myself in the mirror, I cried, but I can't let that stop me from getting the word out about the nonprofit, because these women need us, and these men need us, and these children need us. And how can you not want to help children? How can you not want to help people who are in distress, who are helpless, who, people think, why don't you just leave? I tried to leave my abuser several times, and he always found me. He always came back for me. And every time you try to leave, it gets worse when they find you and they bring you back. You know, they hold it against you, and they punish you for it. So women are scared to leave. People are scared to leave. And children who are abused don't hate their abusers; they hate themselves. I can speak from experience on that one. Abused children do not grow up to hate their abusers; they grow up to hate themselves. It's like a dog being kicked. It will always come back to its master, and although it may be timid and afraid to go near their master, they still go back and they lick them and they still wag their tail and they still think they're gonna love them. But abusers will always be the same way. They're never going to change. Now that's not true. Some abusers have changed, but they put in the work to change. If they're not willing to put in the work to change, they're never going to change because they don't know any other way to be. It's not even, I used to feel bad for my son's father, my abuser. Um, I used to feel bad for him because he didn't know any other way to be. And he was sorry when he would beat me up. He would see me the next day and he'd be like, "Oh my God, look at you." And I would say, "Yeah, you did this to me." And he would leave and he would cry and he would say, "I'm so sorry." And I believed him. And I didn't just believe him because I wanted to believe him. I believed him because he really was sorry. But he didn't know any other way to be. He didn't know any other way to handle a situation. He was never taught how to handle it any other way. And he was never going to handle it any other way. So I had to leave. I had a young child who was seeing all this, and, I couldn't allow him to grow up that way. And, um, I go to school for psychology, some of you know. Um, and I've learned a lot so far in school. And one of the things I've learned in school is that human beings are complicated. You know, men are usually pretty simple, but the psyche is complicated. And when you're young and you learn behaviors, it's very hard to break those behaviors as adults. Um, so I felt bad for him because I knew that he was never going to change and he wanted to. He wanted to. He loved me in his own twisted way. Up until the day he died. Up until the day he killed himself. Um, and I loved him. We were no good together. Sorry, I'm emotional. Coming really close to death will do that to you. Anyway, I need people to volunteer their time and their money to get this nonprofit up and running. I can't be the only one putting money and time into this. People have to help me. We have to help each other. So go to womeninfear.net or GoDaddy.com and find the nonprofit. You'll see my name, Jessica, as the founder, and it's only me that's running things, and I need people to help me do that. So you can email me at jmbg11275@gmail.com. Um, if you want to help with the nonprofit, please, please, just think about if it was your family that was missing or murdered, or think about if it was your family that was living with someone who was holding them hostage and beating them all the time, and there was nothing they could do about it. They were too scared to move, too scared to look at someone else, too scared to pick their head up because they might be accused of looking at someone else. If I can come on here and do this as bad as I feel right now with a broken back and a face that looks like this, then you can come up off of some money and some time and help me to help them. This is Jessica G signing off.